Let's invite on the stage a gentleman from Portugal, the leader of Chega, André Ventura. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's an honor to be here tonight. And honestly, after these 2 days, I think it's amazing. All the youth and all these young people that were here from all different countries and in all these panels with these amazing and fascinating ideas about the future. So if you don't mind, I would like to start my speech asking for a round of applause to our youth, our amazing youth, because they did a wonderful job. Thank you. Thank you very much. Very good. Very good. Very good. So this was and has been a curious day for an event like this. As you all know, here in Italy, but also in the biggest part of the European countries, in Portugal, in Spain, in France, in Germany, in England, a lot of protesters are coming to the streets fighting for their Palestinian cause and protesting against Israel and against this Israeli government. So it's a curious day to be here, because what happened in Israel could have happened in most of our capitals in Europe. What happened in Israel in this attack from Hamas could have happened in Lisbon, in Madrid, in Paris, in Rome, in Vienna, in Berlin, most of the capitals. And why? Because we allowed all these people to come into our territory. Because we said to them, you can come. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to pay taxes. You don't have to fulfill your responsibilities. You don't have to fulfill the law. You don't have to fulfill the Constitution. You just can come. And then we will take care of you. And we thought we were being humanitarians. But look what happened now. Look what happened now. One country, a democratic country, is attacked by a terrorist force, and we are not protesting against the terrorism. We are protesting against those who were attacked by a terrorist forces. That should make us think about what we have in Europe nowadays. In most of our capitals, we go into the streets, in the city centers, and we most see people from Bangladesh, from Afghanistan, from Pakistan, from Nepal, from India, from Saudi Arabia, from everywhere. We have to stop this. Because if we don't stop this, one day they will stop us to be who we are. Embrace our heritage to build our future. It's what says there and here. What is our future if one day our women cannot dress like they want? Or if our kids cannot be at home or at night safe when they go to the streets? Or if our churches are not safe? Because like today in France, teachers and priests are killed by Muslim immigrants. We have to stop thinking that our future is just to be humanitarian to everybody and to say to everybody, you can come, we will take care of you. Our future is to defend our history. One big European historian said one day, there is no future without past. It's a common sense, but we should think about that. What future can we possibly have if we don't believe in our history, in our identity, in our values, in those things that make us the people who we are today? And we are forgetting this. Day after day we forget this. When we get with this all gay marriage thing, with all this gender ideology, with all this woke culture, we forget about that. And now the worst, after we destroy ourselves, we say to the people outside, come, finish the job. We are already being destroyed, but come, help us. We love to be destroyed. Come. And it's so stupid that if we don't stop this now, we will pay a high price in the future. So when we join in the group like this, with young people, most of the people here are leaders of the young leaders of our parties, the biggest parties or big parties in most of these European countries. You are the future, and we are fighting against this future. But probably you will have to fight more and harder to this future. Because I will not say we failed, because we are doing this, and we have great leaders all around Europe, and some of them are here, great politicians who stand up and fought, but we are losing. We are losing this war. And what we do when we are losing, we don't give up. No, we never give up. Do we surrender? No, we never surrender. So you have this amazing, fascinating task of fight against this European collapse that is really, really, really here. And believe me, nothing will be more important in our lives and in our time than this fight. When we look at history in the decades that passed, what do we remember in great fights that we had in Europe? Probably the Second World War. And we remember how we stand for the values of democracy and freedom and the human dignity. 50, 60, 70 years ago. Now our fight is equal for the same human dignity, for the same liberty, for the same democracy. We cannot allow this Muslim immigration invasion of Europe, and we have to stop this. We have to stop this. So when we start finishing these meetings, we should also think, we should not only think what we did until this moment, but what can we do for the future? I heard some of the people here today and yesterday when we started this meeting, and look, we have a common ground: schools and universities. Schools, university, communities, churches, every place, everywhere. We have communists and Marxism doctrine everywhere. They were smart. They're starting to put their people on the places that one day they would be useful. In the churches, in the schools, in universities, in the TV channels, in the newspapers, everywhere. And what did we do? We were sleeping. We were asleep. We said, oh, this is normal. No, it was not normal. Most of people here who are at university, you know what your teachers say, what the professors say. Well, I was a university professor myself. And I know what they think about this. They say Marxism is good, all this new left-wing culture is good, gay marriage is good, abortion is good, euthanasia is good, weak justice is very good, immigration from everywhere is very good, and we were learning this. So you have an amazing task in front of you. You have to fight hard against this, because all this establishment is already there, and you are seen as marginal people, like if you were crazy. But you have to show them that the crazy, they are crazy. We are not crazy. That they are non-Europeans. We are the true Europeans. Nowadays we cannot use this concept. They say we are racist, xenophobes, if we say true Europeans. But that's true. There are some true Europeans. Not only those who were born here, but those who say to themselves that they believe in the European values. The European values of freedom, of democracy, of science, of the equality between women and men. Those are the true Europeans. So no, we don't accept everything from those people who come from outside and say that we have to live like they want. We will fight. And when they come back and fight, we will fight harder. And when they come back and say they will invade us, we will say, try, because you will never be able to do it. These are the true Europeans. And what I see in schools, in universities, look, the justice system, it's a good day to talk about that. We are in Italy. Yesterday, you were at the beginning of this event with Salvini. And Salvini talked about the process, the judicial process against him. Look what is happening all around the world against our leaders. Trump, I don't know how many processes, indictments, court appearances he has to go until the election day. Bolsonaro in Brazil, maybe you are not very familiarized with that, but the former Brazilian president was declared not electable for the next 10 years. They say that the former Brazilian president cannot run for president in the next 10 years. So Lula da Silva, the communist Lula da Silva, can run and win again without opposition. Look what happening to Matteo Salvini here in Italy, because he took a decision that he had to, because he was the Minister of Internal Affairs. So he made a decision, and the court now is persecuting him. And I believe most of the European parties are facing the same. Why? Because all the justice system was invaded by these left-wing people, with this lefty culture, with this communist culture of persecution against us. So when we look at this, people being arrested, journalists being silenced, opposition leaders being jailed or indicted or accused, when you have elections in the next year, we cannot just say, okay, let's see what happens. No. My friends, we have to fight. And you are the leaders who will convince the people that they have to fight. From the streets in Lisbon to the streets in Kiev, we have to fight. We have to fight for our freedom, but not only for our freedom, for our future. We have to fight for our future. We cannot let them win our future, our kids' future, our grandkids' future. This is our main goal. This is the goal of our time life. Nothing will be more important than that. All these things, the gender ideology, imagine, we cannot say nowadays that a boy is a boy, a woman is a woman. Last week in Portugal, some kind of transgender, I don't know what's the name, honestly, won the contest of Miss Portugal. So, like that, a man won the contest for Miss Portugal. So, a man who was a man all his life, changed his sexual, I don't know what they say, but something, run, and they say that he's more beautiful than all the other Portuguese women. So I started to think, what country I'm living in which all the women are not so beautiful as one guy who changed his appearance and he won. Do you think he won because he's beautiful or because he's very good looking and charming? No. It's because he was a man and now he says he's a woman. And we like to, in this woke culture universe, we like to say this is great, this is good, this is the future. So I'd like to ask you, that's the future you want? Do you like this future? In which I don't know if this guy is a guy or a woman. Or these ones, or that, or I don't know anymore, honestly. I have doubts. I'm looking at you and I have doubts now. I don't want to live in a country like that. And I'm sure you don't want to live in a country like that. You don't want to live in Europe like that. So we can just smile and then we finish and we go have a drink, all of us, and say, oh, that's life. Or we will fight. And I believe all of you want to fight. We need to fight. This is not a war with guns, with the British hurricanes, but this is a war with words, with books, with ideas, with politics, on the ground of politics. And we have to fight this war. Embrace our heritage to build our future. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful words that you shouldn't forget until the day you die. Because nothing will be more important in your life than this fight for the European soul, for the European identity. I want to give this example, and I know my time is, they are telling me that I have to finish, but I would like to just say two things. The Italian government, we are in Rome, and we should say this. What amazing work they are doing. What amazing work. Today, Italy government, with Salvini as Vice Prime Minister, is giving a great example to all Europe. Is giving us, Portugal, in Spain, in France, in Germany, in Austria, in Slovakia, everywhere. They are giving us, in Poland, great example of what a right-wing government should do. Cutting the taxes, embracing and protecting our kids from gender ideology, protecting our women from Muslim immigration, getting people safe, changing the justice system. What a great, great job they are doing. A round of applause for Matteo Salvini, because he's a great, great vice prime minister here in Italy. So, my friends, let's win these European elections. This is the challenge we have. In our countries, we will fight this great battle for European elections. Our commitment is to win. Let's make that the right wing has much more votes and mandates and dynamic and energy that the left wing blocks. Let's say to all world, to America, to South America, to Asia, to all the continents, that in Europe, the right wing will be the future. In all your countries, in my country, we will fight hard, street by street. We will go city by city, and we will win these European elections. In the last year, I heard Viktor Orban said that he had such a big victory that it could be seen from the moon. I would like to change and say this. Let's have such a big, big victory that it can be seen from Jupiter, and especially that can be seen from the bureaucrats in Brussels. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.
Let's invite on the stage